everybody, welcome back to NSK TV. Welcome back to an Entertainer Spotlight, and I have the amazing Charlotte here with us. Charlotte, how you doing? You okay?
I'm doing absolutely amazing, Craig. Thank you. I'm very excited for this interview.
Well, thanks very much for coming on. I really appreciate it. For everybody that's watching, I need to tell everyone two things about you. First of all, you're in the Manchester team. You're in the sort of the Manchester, Liverpool, sort of Preston team up there. You're kind of in Team Gravy, which is an amazing group of people, really seriously great entertainers. And you have, ever since day one, smashed it out of the park in this company. Your feedback is amazing. Everybody loves you. You know, people always rave about how nice you are and how amazing you are and how wonderful you are. You're a fantastic entertainer. You're a massive asset for the company. You really are. And I remember I did your training, didn't I? We met in Manchester, and I remember doing your training. You've also been a brilliant recruiter for the company as well, because a couple of other people that are in here are because of you, which is brilliant, including Abby, who we've done an interview with.
Yeah.
How long have you been with Non-Stop Kids now?
I've been with Non-Stop Kids since February 2019, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a good while now. I've loved it. I feel like it's just like zoomed past. It's like I'm just surprised how quick it's gone. Really,
It's crazy, isn't it? Time flies when you're having fun. Now, but you outside of Non-Stop Kids, you have a passion for performing. You've just finished 3 years at university studying musical theatre.
Yeah.
Tell me, when you first got interested in performing, how old were you? Was it something that you were interested in from a young age?
Yeah, it really was. So I used to take dance classes as a kid, and I used to absolutely love dance. And then, I don't know how, but I managed to start liking presenting. And I remember I used to get like a little stool in my house, and I used to take it into the middle of the living room, and I just stand there and start like presenting in the house, saying what we were going to have for tea to my brother, and I just being so silly and everything like that. And I used to do singing classes, acting classes, and then when I was in year 11, I decided to have a look into musical theatre like courses at college. So I found one in Manchester, and I studied actually in a Simon College for 2 years. Then I went and did a HNC at the Arden, which is like a drama school. So that was a year course, do musical theatre. And then I came to UCLan in Preston and did music theatre. So I'm glad I stuck with it, really, because I absolutely love it. And I just wanted a way to sort of reach my dreams a bit quicker, and just get as much like practicing as I possibly can.
And is musical theatre, out of everything that you do from a performing point of view, is that the thing you're most passionate about?
Yeah, like I see myself as more of a singer, like that's like out of all three, like I prefer singing, but I'd love to sort of be on stage and do shows. And like I've been in a bunch of shows at like uni and like college and school. Like it's just, I just get a thrill of being on stage and everyone just maybe singing along to the songs that you're singing, and I just absolutely love it.
And did you used to get stage fright?
Do you know what?
Because I know that's something that a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about stage fright, because I've always just like felt really comfortable on stage. But I'll tell you what, like every time I perform for the first time, I have to have a nervous wee, because that's just like that just like I'll have a wee and then I'll be fine. Yeah, that's just how it is.
That's awesome. Well, I think it doesn't matter how many times you do things, you always get nervous. I think nerves show that you care. You know, if you don't get nervous, it means you don't care about the performance. So I think that nerves are really good.
Yeah, like sometimes with work, I can, like, most of the time I'm never nervous to be in front of the kids, but the odd time, like if you're performing a new magic trick or like a new like action dance with the kids, I'll be nervous to like make sure I get it right, and because obviously like I want the kids to enjoy it as much as they can. And sometimes I can get nervous like with work, but most of the time I just laugh through everything and sort of make sure I'm smiling through it.
That's great. That's awesome. And what was the very first production that you were in? Was it at school?
Yeah, the first production was We Will Rock You. So it was like the Queen musical, and I I played Killer Queen, which was like the ultimate baddie, and I just got to sing. I got to sing some great songs in the show, and yeah, like that was the most amazing experience I think I've ever had. Like I'd love to just like do that show all over again, play the same character, just because she's just like dead strong, and I just think about it and it just makes me really happy just thinking about it.
Oh, that's awesome. And what's your favorite musical to watch?
Well, like on a film, I'd probably say either Hairspray, or The Sound of Music, just because I've watched The Sound of Music since I was like a child, and I love Julie Andrews. But on stage, like I went to London when I was 18, and I went and saw Phantom of the Opera, and it was just absolutely incredible. Like, just I can't tell you like how amazing it was, because it was my first like West End show that I'd ever seen. But then soundtrack wise, I'd probably say Wicked, just because just amazing, powerhouse that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if what's your, you said that We Will Rock You was your first musical that you kind of starred in or
Yeah.
in. Is that still your favorite one, or you've been in so many since then? Is there another one that you can kind of say, actually, this is my favorite?
The Wedding Singer, because it's a film, but they turned it into a musical as well, and I played the main love interest.
I've seen The Wedding Singer. You know Matt and Liz, who work in the sales team in the office.
Yeah.
They actually are in a musical theatre group, and
was it?
They did earlier on this year. No, end of last year.
Yeah.
They did The Wedding Singer, and I'd never seen it before, and I thought it was because I've always been a big fan of the film.
Yeah.
But I'd never seen the musical, and I saw it, and it was amazing. It was so good. So, which part did you play?
Julie. I think it's
Wow.
Julia Sullivan.
Julia, the main role.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Julia if she got married, but it was Julia Sullivan. So that was incredible, because I remember auditioning, and I didn't even audition to play her, because I never thought that I'd get her. Do you know what I mean? Like I should have auditioned for her in the first place, and I auditioned for, I think it was Holly or Linda, one of the other characters. And then I remember when I got cast as Julia, I was absolutely gobsmacked. Like, I thought, oh my God, I've got the main part and everything. And it was just like, I felt like, even though I was, I think I was 18 when I got that part, I just felt like, oh, all my dreams have come true. I've got the main like love interest part kind of thing. And she had some like absolutely cracking songs. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Oh, that's amazing. That's really cool. And on that subject, actually, we have a lot of people watching these entertainer spotlights that have got an interest in performing. Maybe they're an entertainer, or they want to be an entertainer, or they want to be a performer. You just mentioned auditions and going for it and not thinking you were going to get it. You've probably been through a lot of auditions at this point now. So even at the age of 22, you've been through a lot. You've been doing this a long time. So what advice would you give somebody if they're going on their first audition, or they're starting to go down that road? How do you smash an audition? Because somebody who auditioned to go into Wedding Singer and got the lead role, that's definitely smashing an audition right there.
Yeah, I think it's just like, I think when I was a bit younger, I tried to, like, for an audition, I used to sort of try and not be myself. That sounds silly, but try and be someone I'm not. But then when I auditioned for The Wedding Singer, I was just totally being myself, and I learned a lot from that. I feel like just go in with an amazing attitude. And this is what I've been taught at auditions, is like, even if someone's just like shouting you in for the next audition, so they just shout, Charlotte Hulson's next, come in. Make sure you're nice to every single person who is in the building, like the cleaners, because you've got to show that you're a nice person as well. And people want to work with nice people, and not just people who put on a face kind of thing. And just make sure you love every single second. Like, choose a song that you absolutely love if you're going to sing, or a monologue or like a dance routine. Don't just pick a song because you think, oh, it's a pretty song. Just make sure you love it, because then the audition panel will see that.
Yeah.
And they'll see through it. They'll see that you have a massive passion for performing.
That's great. That's really good advice. That's amazing. And here's another question for you on the subject of advice. We also have a lot of people watching this that are parents, obviously, and they've got kids who are interested in performing as well. Me, for example, my daughter Thea, she's 5. She loves musical theatre. She'll sit there and watch The Greatest Showman and over and over and over and over and over again. So what advice would you give to a parent who's got a child that's interested in performing? What advice, is there something they should do, somewhere they should go? Because you've been into it from a very young age. What advice would you give a parent to help them nurture that interest in music and performing?
Yeah, I'd probably say obviously take them to some like classes, maybe some, because obviously you've got quite a performers family, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? Like all years love performing and stuff. I think if Thea loves like dancing, definitely take some dance classes, and see what I wish I would have had from a young age was like because obviously I sing. I wish I would have had like a second instrument like piano, so I could sing and play, just the extra things. I think just making sure that they feel so I know some people see performance as not important as maths and science and English, which I absolutely hate when people say that. I just think make sure they feel absolutely supported in what they want to do. Mm-hmm. And I just like to say like make them go to classes, or not make them, like if they want to do classes, go to classes, and just be supportive. Performance is amazing, and it makes people really, really happy at the end of the day. And I think kids should just like perform as much as they can, have an instrument, sing if they can, dance, play the drums, learn magic. It's just, it just expresses yourself, I think.
Oh, completely agree with you. Agree with you. And what is the funniest thing that's ever happened to you while you're on stage? You must have a funny story. Like, for me, I mean, obviously I don't act on stage. I perform at events, I do magic, but the 3 different times during my career, children have been in the audience and they've laughed so hard they've actually wet themselves. So I'm that funny. I'm to a 5-year-old. I'm that funny. But what's the funniest thing that's happened to you on stage?
So when I was in second year of uni, they'd kill me if I didn't tell you the story. Abby'd kill me if I didn't say the story. So I was in Fiddler on the Roof, which a musical, and I was playing this part of Chandelle, she's called, and she's the mum of one of the main characters. And I was supposed to sing this line. I was really nervous because it was quite high for me. This bit of a song. And the words were, "Do you remember Perchik, that student from Kiev?" And then something else. And it was the first night on stage, and I ended up going, "Perchik, Perchik," like that. Obviously, I didn't like that. And I stuttered, and no word of a lie, my face just, I was like this. I went, oh my God, I've just absolutely ruined the show. And then people who were watching me, like people who else was on stage, you could tell in their eyes that they just wanted to laugh. People off stage were laughing, and I came off stage, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist sometimes, and I was a bit angry with myself, and I came off stage and I cried. I literally cried because I was annoyed at myself, and then I ended up going back on stage later, because I usually wear glasses sometimes, and when I perform I don't wear my glasses. And then I was looking around for my water bottle or something, so I put them on, and they were very modern day glasses, and they would not have suited they wouldn't have suited the time period at all. And I go on stage and like wearing my glasses as well, and I realised, oh my God, I'm literally ruining this first ever performance of this show. And yeah, I got at my university ball, I got moment of the year for that mishap, and everyone was absolutely laughing at it, and they still make fun of me to this day, which is great.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Honestly, you had to be there at the same time. It was so funny.
That's awesome. I wish I could have seen that.
Yeah.
And here's a question for you, Charlotte. What's on the bucket list now? What's on the bucket list? What are you wanting to plan? What are you wanting to do in the next? What would you like to achieve in the next few years that you haven't done yet? You must have a couple of things on your bucket list that you want to do.
I do. Like I really wanted to go to Australia because I've got friends there. Not move there, just like go for like a couple of months. Because I'm really into traveling. Like I've done loads of traveling, and I can see myself just doing like a lot of it, like do more of like Asia, because I did I taught English in Thailand a couple of years ago during the summer, and I absolutely loved Asia, and I really want to go back there. I want to do skydiving, is like literally at the top of my bucket list, and I really want to. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but have you heard of van life?
No,
so it's where you buy a van and turn it into like a mini home, and then you can you can drive all over like Europe and everything, and that is like such a dream of mine. I've been wanting to do it for ages. Like I literally watch YouTube videos of how to make the vans like sustainable, because I'm really into like the environment, and I'd love to put like solar panels on top and everything like that. So that's like a massive dream of mine. And obviously I'd love to be in some more shows. I'd really like to act on Coronation Street. And I know that sounds a bit weird, but like I don't know, just I feel like Corrie would be great and be on like Strictly Come Dancing. That'd be amazing.
that's awesome. Well, you know what? Knowing you as well as I do, I'm fairly sure that anything you put your mind to, you could achieve 100%.
Thank you.
And I'm a big fan of traveling as well. When I was younger, I used to travel all over the world. And Jordan, Jordan in the Nottingham team, she's been with us for like 6 years now. But every year, she just disappears from like June until September, October. She just disappears and travels around. Last year was Canada, the year before was America. She just disappears and then comes back, and she's like, I'm back now. It's crazy. It's crazy the way that sort of thing.
It's parties.
Absolutely. Cool. Brilliant stuff. So one other question before I ask something else. You mentioned earlier on how the thing that you're most passionate about is singing. Mm-hmm. Would you ever want a career as a singer? Or do you not want to kind of be just a singer? Are you wanting to, integrate that with the acting as well? Yeah,
like I think from being a kid, I've just sang like it. Like I write songs, and I just think like I'd like to share that with people, because I'm not really bothered about like the fame and everything like that. I just want people to sort of hear me, and I'd like people to sort of I'd like people to look up to me as well and think, oh, she can do it, then I can do it. You know what I mean? Like a girl just from Manchester. And I just want people to sort of hear me, but I'm not too bothered about all the fame and everything like that. Like I really like to sing on cruise ships at some point. So it sort of like integrates with the traveling and everything. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like I just want to sing. I just like to sing.
That's cool. That's good. Well, when all this craziness is over, speak to me, because I can definitely help with the cruise liner thing. That's something that we can help with.
Definitely, please do. I'd love it.
That's not a problem at all. That's easy. Yeah, we sent Nemid for like 2 years on ships doing magic, but we're always getting asked about. We're always getting asked from cruise line for singers and actors and everything. So yeah, speak to me. You can make it happen.
I'll take a magic box as well, and I'll take NSK worldwide.
Awesome. And here's the question. I know we've not really talked about Non-Stop Kids at all. Obviously, I mentioned at the beginning how you are a massive asset to this company, which you are. Here's a question. 2 questions. First question. 1, what's your favourite party to do?
What's my
because
favourite?
I know you've done quite a few themed ones, but is it free? Is it Fun-Filled Disco? What's your favourite?
Fun-Filled Disco is my all-time favourite, because I love I feel like if I've done a Fun-Filled Disco and I'm not sweating by the end of it, I feel like I've done a bad job. But if I've been like a little bit sweaty, and like if I've just been like, you know, got a bit of a sore throat at the end of it, I have done the best I can, because I love throwing out all that energy into doing the dances and the games. Like obviously I like the magic in the magic shows, but I love just making the kids act really silly, and I just think it's amazing to do that. But I think my favourite sort of themed kind of one is probably the superhero. Because I remember the first superhero party I did, I think was in somewhere in Cheshire, and it was a bunch of boys, and I was like, oh, are they gonna listen to me? Are they gonna listen to just like a girl trying to be like a superhero kind of thing? But honestly, like the kids loved it, and the mum and dad were telling me afterwards, they were saying, oh, it's amazing, I got great feedback from it. And that is probably one of my favourite parts I've ever done, because I've just felt like just the kids absolutely loved it. And they even told me some of the games that they really liked, and I really take that on board, because I'm like, well, if they don't like a certain game, like if they're not into sort of musical bumps or statues, something, if they've got an idea of what they like to do at parties, I'll take that on board, so they have as much fun as they can. But most of the time they do like musical bumps and statues, and I've made like other games up as well. Yeah,
that's brilliant. And here's another question.
Mm-hmm.
Based on over a year's experience of doing kids parties,
Mm-hmm.
what advice would you give to a parent to make sure that their child's birthday is a massive success? Because we get a lot of parents that book us and they've never booked a child's party before and they're really stressed. So what piece of advice, other than book Charlotte from Non-Stop Kids, obviously that's the biggest piece of advice. Outside of that, what advice would you give a parent if they want to have an amazing party for their child?
I think kind of not like the simpler the better, but kind of obviously when you do book Non-Stop Kids, we do a full like up to 2 hours or even more. So you've got like the magic show at the beginning, and then you do like a little break where they have the food, and then they have the disco. So there's something going on all the time. But when like this kids parties where I've been to, where they'll have like a bouncy castle in one corner, and they'll have maybe a horse in the other, you know, so they're riding horse, and then they've got Batman in the corner. I just think it kind of sometimes is a bit of a waste of money, because I feel like you can get everything from, say, one of the entertainers. You don't need to spend all this money, because the kid, no matter what, the kid's going to have a great birthday, because all the friends are around them and all the family, they're getting birthday cake. Like, who doesn't get excited for birthday cake and presents? So I think sometimes the simpler the better. Like, and obviously, like, I think just making sure the kid is just happy, like the birthday boy, the birthday girl is just happy. I think obviously that's what the parents want. And yeah, maybe asking advice of the kids sometimes what they want. So if they want like a superhero party or like a princess party, and yeah, and the best thing is I feel like most of the time Non-Stop Kids can sort of tailor to anything. So if they do want a princess party, but they want princes as well, some of the boys want to dress up as princes, like, you know, we can sort of tailor to that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's like the best part. And even if they say, can I have an alien party, you can sort of theme it to that, even though that's not one of the main themes for us. We can do that. We can do like anything. That's the best part about it.
We can do it. Yeah,
exactly. So the simpler the better, really. You don't need to pay just loads of money. And like, I love how we can go to houses as well. It's not just, we don't perform just in halls, because obviously, like, when you rent out of a community hall, it can be quite costly sometimes, but your house, it's free.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we're finding that a lot of people are booking garden parties at the moment because of the government restrictions, and it's great to be able to say, yeah, we'll perform in a garden. So no, I totally get where you're coming from. Basically,
bring like loads of sweets and prizes as well, so you're getting loads out of it in balloons, so you're getting all them extras.
I completely agree with you, absolutely 100%. Okay, you have been awesome up until this point. What I am going to do right now is I am going to ask you a series of quick fire questions.
Okay.
Okay, now I should tell you.
Okay.
Oh, shut up. Sorry, Siri's just jumping in. I have my questions up in front of me. One second. So I'm going to ask you a series of quick fire questions. Hang on. Let me just. There we go. Okay, so I've got them up in front of me. I'm going to ask a series of questions. Now, I should tell you that we are. We have a leaderboard. We've been doing this with every single entry, and we have a leaderboard to see who can answer the most questions in 3.5 minutes. Currently, in first place is David Burgess from over in Liverpool.
Oh yeah,
okay. Because he's the word on. That's my theory behind that. However, this is your chance to bring it back to Manchester. Okay, so I'm going in front of me, which I hear, and I'm going to give you 3 minutes to answer as many questions as quickly as you can. So my question is, are you ready, Charlotte?
Yeah.
Okay. Your marks, get set, go. Question number 1, if you could eat any type of food right now, what would you eat?
Pizza.
Awesome. What color is your toothbrush?
White.
Okay, if you could be any flavor ice cream, what would it be and why?
Vanilla, because it's my favorite.
Love it, love it, love it. If you could have any superpower, what would you have?
Invisibility.
Love it. Next question. If you're invisible, where would you go?
Canada.
Nice. Okay. Love that. What's your favorite Halloween costume?
A witch.
Perfect. If a movie was made of your life, what genre would it be and who would play you?
A comedy, and I'd like to say Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. I like that. Yeah, I can see that. And if you were a superhero, what superpower? Oh, no, I asked you that one. Sorry. I'm sorry. If you could change lives one day, who would it be?
David Beckham.
David Beckham. Okay, that's really cool. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Chatty, bubbly, and over the top.
Nice. Describe one of your weird quirks.
I have a really weird laugh and everybody makes fun of me because of it.
Okay, cool. And what annoys you the most?
When people eat with their mouth full.
Okay, yeah, I can totally agree with that as well. What is the craziest dare you've ever taken?
Oh, maybe texting a boy that I like. I don't know.
What's the weirdest thing that you have in your purse right now?
My purse. A John Lewis voucher for £50 what I got for Christmas.
Oh wow! And it's still there. Well, I suppose you've not really.
I want to spend it.
What's the naughtiest thing you ever did as a kid and got away with?
Oh, I don't know if I got away with it. I was in Butlins, and I accidentally stole a pint of milk from the shop. And I know that sounds weird, but then I realised I stole it, and then I took it back. So I got away with it, but I took it back. So I was only 6, so I didn't realise I took it. That sounds really weird, but
that's funny. If you could go anywhere right now to wait out the rest of the lockdown, or if you could go anywhere, snap your fingers and you disappear and you appear anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Australia.
Okay, cool. What's the first concert that you ever went to?
Take That.
Oh, you gotta love Take That. Yeah, you gotta love Take That. That's awesome. What was your first record, tape, or CD that you bought?
I think it was Shane Ward. From X Factor.
Okay. What's the worst? What's the worst prank that you've ever played on someone?
Oh, I did this was like literally 2 days ago with my best friend. I put the pasta in my mouth and I got to crack my back. And I bit into the pasta, and then I leaned down and I pretended to cry, and she was literally about to ring the hospital. This was 2 days ago, and it was the best prank of my life.
my God, that is crazy. I love that. I love that.
Do it at home.
That's brilliant. What's your favorite movie quote?
And so the lion fell in love with the lamb from Twilight.
And why not? And tell us your favorite joke.
What's brown and sticky?
I don't know. What is brown and sticky?
A stick.
We're almost at the end. What nickname did you have at school?
Chulson. So Charlotte Hulson, but Chulson. Even now, everyone calls it me.
Oh, okay. I can see that. Okay. I can see that. Okay. And if you had a boat, what would you name it?
Mr. Boaty.
Mr. Boaty. Why not? And last question. You got time for one last question. I don't know who your best friend is, but I assume you've got a best friend. If you had to have a tattoo and your best friend picked the tattoo for you to get, what do you think they'd pick?
Probably Chulson, because everyone calls it Chulson. Like, it's just a funny thing. Or it'd be one for the Manchester sort of phone sort code or something.
Awesome. I think that you might have smashed that. I think you might have beaten David. I don't know for sure. We'll find out. But I think you might have catapulted to number one.
I hope so.
Which is brilliant. That's absolutely awesome. Now, I want to ask you one more thing, which is, and I've asked every single entertainer this, I would like you to do an impression for us. It can be any impression that you want. But I'd like you to do an impression. I'll let you choose. I've discovered that people in Non-Stop Kids, however talented they are, they're not very good at doing impressions. But can you do us an impression?
As in, doing an accent or an impression?
Anything that you want. It could be an impression of a famous person. It could be an accent. Si cheated, and he grabbed a guitar and played some music from somebody else, because that's what he does.
No, he can't do that. I'm gonna go.
I know, he cheated. He found a loophole.
I'm gonna do. I'll just do. I don't know. I'll just do an American accent. Oh, this is really hard. I'm not gonna. I'll try and do Scooby-Doo. I've never done this before. Okay,
I'm excited about this.
Very, very fun. I'm Scooby-Doo.
Oh, that was great. That was brilliant. That was funny. That was funny. That was awesome. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's probably my favourite one that anyone's ever done ever. No, we'll cut that. We won't really. That was awesome. That was brilliant. So we're going to wrap this up with one last question, and I'll leave the ball in your court with this last one. For all of the millions of people that are going to be watching this, what one piece of advice would you like to give everybody? It doesn't have to be about performing or entertainment or anything. One piece of advice based on all your years of experience on this planet, all 22 of them. What piece of advice would you give everybody?
I'd probably say, no matter what, trust your own instincts. Because sometimes people can have opinions, but if you think it's the right thing, like deep down in your heart, go for it.
I love that. That is so true. I've lived my life with that advice. I think that's brilliant. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Charlotte, you are absolutely amazing. I when I saw your name come up on the interview list, I was like, oh, this is going to be good. And I was right at it. Like I said, you are a massive asset to the Non-Stop Kids. We love you loads. We think that you're brilliant. Our customers, all the other entertainers, we all think that you're amazing. You are phenomenal. And
honestly, I love working for the company, and I literally tell my friends to apply. Literally, like, I can't say a bad word about Non-Stop Kids because I absolutely love it, and I just think the community we've got going with all the entertainers is amazing. And so, like, if you need help, they're always there to help you, and it's absolutely just phenomenal.
You're brilliant. You really are.
Thank you.
Honestly, you really are. Thank you so much, guys. If you want to know more about Charlotte, then do you have your own Facebook page or anything, or do you have your own Twitter account or Instagram or something where people can check you out, you know, and see all your other stuff that you do outside Non-Stop Kids, or is that all private?
It is private, but
Okay.
yeah.
Sometimes, no, that's fine. Sometimes performers have like a performer page and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'd check, no problem. So the best way to find out about Charlotte is to go to Non-Stop Kids. Go to www.nonstopkids.co.uk and you can see all about her on her profile page on there, and then you can book her to come and do your party. Charlotte, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here.
Great.
Thank you so much. Guys, we'll be back again with another video soon. Remember to follow us on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye, everybody.